I want to show you how to make this fabric strip wreath. So I'm using this 8-inch wire wreath frame, and I'm using a fat quarter bundle that I got from Hobby Lobby. You might need one, or you might need a little bit more. And then I'm using these pinking shears. So I'm laying out my fabric, and I'm just going to cut about 1.5-inch strips. And it worked out if I opened up my fabric and cut the ends off just so I can kind of even them up. And then I cut that strip in half, and it ended up being about 8.5 by 1.5, and it was the perfect length. So you can cut all your strips at once, or you can just cut them as you go, kind of like I did. All right, once you have some fabric strips, I like to start in the middle of the frame. It doesn't really matter. So you'll just loop your fabric through one of the wires, and then you're just going to tie a knot. I just tied it once, and that seemed to work fine. And then you'll just want to try to keep them as even as possible. And if you want to do a certain pattern, you can, or you can do it randomly like I did. So I like to just go across one of those wire sections and then do the next one in that same section until I've filled up that first little part of the wreath, and then I'll move on to the next one. So it's helpful to prepare quite a few strips at once so that you can get kind of in the groove of cutting them all, trimming them all, and then just tying them on. So loop it through, like I said before, tie that knot, and then you'll just slide them down and fill in that wire. And of course, you'll want to make sure that your loose ends are on the one side and then the tied ends are on the other. And just continue that same process until you have all 4 of those sections complete on your wire wreath. So I'm just getting to the end here, so I'm just filling in that last little section. Mine had quite a lot of like little bits of fabric, so I went outside and shook it off, and that helped a lot. And at this point, you can leave it nice and fluffy. You can add a bow, or you can trim up your fabric strips and make them shorter if you'd like that look also. It's totally up to you, but look how cute that fabric wreath is.